Hello everybody, back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you and hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Friday. It is November the 21st, 2025. It is about 9:51 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope that y'all are having a wonderful Friday evening. Hope that y'all had a wonderful work week as well, and I hope it's been a productive and a non-stressful Friday for you all. I hope that you have something fun planned for the weekend, as the weekend is coming up. And I hope that next week you at least have part of the week off, because Thanksgiving is coming up. And after Thanksgiving is Black Friday, and I'm sure many of y'all have at least Thursday and Friday off, if not the whole week off, which would be very awesome for you if you did have the whole week off. With me, I meant to ask my job today, I just forgot, but I believe we get Thursday and Friday off, but I am going to confirm next week. And if I do get both Thursday and Friday off, I'm probably going to take a road trip out of town, just a mini getaway, basically. Because 4 days off, might as well, right? But of course, I'll spend Thanksgiving with family. But yes, for Friday through Sunday, I'll probably go out of town. If I have Black Friday off, I gotta ask my job just to confirm, but I believe we get Black Friday off. But as for me, I'm doing pretty good myself. Went to work today. It was a pretty chill day at work. And yeah, I'm doing good. I don't really have a whole lot planned for the weekend, other than grocery shopping for sure. I'll probably go to the park, but not a whole lot else planned. I mean, I'll find something to do, but with me, I'm just kind of spontaneous in a way when it comes to plans, at least weekend plans. It's just, do I feel like doing it or not? But anyway, let's get into what I want to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans played the Buffalo Bills last night on Thursday Night Football. I was able to watch part of that game. I wasn't able to watch the whole game because during part of the game I was actually recording yesterday's video that I uploaded. But I was able to watch, I would say, the majority of that game. It's funny too, it came on local TV here in the Houston area, because all I have is an antenna. I don't have all these like streaming services and stuff. Well, as far as like TV streaming services, I don't have any TV streaming services. All I get is local TV. And being in the Houston area, I get all the Texans games on local TV. And so I was able to watch that Texans game, and let me tell you, the Texans have a really good defense. We're talking arguably the best defense in NFL right now. I watched that game, and they were putting all kinds of pressure on Josh Allen. Their offense, the Bills' offense, really just didn't do that good. They scored 19 points. One of the touchdowns came from a kick return, so that was a special teams touchdown. But their offense overall, they really couldn't do a whole lot. And that was due to the Texans' really good defense. They have some, really good impact players. Will Anderson Jr., he's really good, really good. Having him a really spectacular season. Daniil Hunter, he's been very impactful as well. Just putting on, both of them really just putting all kind of pressure on opposing quarterbacks. And, going into this game, many people were saying that, the Texans are probably going to lose this game because the Bills, they're a pretty good team overall. They're 7-3, or they were 7-3 coming into this game. They're now 7-4. And Josh Allen, he's having himself a really good season as well. And so, going into this game, many people were saying they weren't gonna, pull this game out. And the Texans did it. They managed to win this game. And I understand why many people were saying that they were probably going to lose this game because, they almost lost to the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. That game was very close, but the Texans managed to win that game. And I think part of that too was just due to the fact that the Texans offense this season hasn't really been all that great, but as of recently, it's been pretty manageable, right? We know that C.J. Stroud, he's been out for the past few games with the concussion that he suffered versus the Broncos, I believe. He was sliding and he got hit as he was sliding, and his head hit the turf really hard, and he went out with a concussion. So he's been out the last few games. They're expecting him to actually come back next Sunday. Not this Sunday, because they don't play this Sunday since they played Thursday, but next Sunday, he's expected to be back. But Davis Mills, he's been, I would say, pretty decent. He's been a pretty decent backup. I would go as far as to say, pretty good for a backup quarterback. For someone whose job it is to pretty much be a backup and, come in to the game whenever, he's needed to come in. He did pretty good. And, you have to remember, as a backup quarterback, you're already starting off from a somewhat difficult position because, you're the backup. You're not playing in games like that. And so it can be kind of difficult for a backup quarterback to just come in and make, a pretty decent impact. But Davis Mills, he came in and made a pretty good impact on the game. The offense hasn't been great, but it's been manageable. And I think what's holding up this team overall is the defense, right? And so I was looking at some of the statistics here. It says that Texans are only allowing 16.5 points per game, which is first in NFL. I mean, that shows you right there a very, very impactful defense. And you know what they say, defense wins championships. I think that if the Texans can, keep up this sort of play on the defensive side of the ball, they can really make a run in the playoffs, even if the offense isn't like super great. They can be pretty impactful, right? Earlier this season, the Texans, they weren't really playing good football, but they're turning things around. Remember they were 3-5 a few weeks ago. Now they're 6-5. So they flipped their record into a winning record, from a losing record to a winning record. It says that they're only giving up 258.1 yards per game, which is number one in the NFL. You see, very, very impactful defense. Let's see. It says that the Texans are the only team with more interceptions than touchdown passes allowed. The only team in NFL that has more interceptions than touchdown passes allowed. I mean, if that doesn't show you that defense is for real, that defense is elite, then I don't know what else to tell you. 8 sacks yesterday. They sacked Josh Allen eight times in that game yesterday. And so, yeah, I think if the offense can be manageable, C.J. Stroud, I mean, he doesn't have to be, Tom Brady out there or anything, but if C.J. Stroud can play some good football, him and Nico Collins and, some of the other players too, Christian Kirk, if that offense can at least somewhat get it going, man, the Texans, they ain't gonna be no joke. The Texans, they gonna give some teams problems this season. And good teams too. They played the Colts the Sunday after this upcoming Sunday. And so that'll be another test too. I believe the Colts are pretty good too this season. Let me see what the Colts record is. Indianapolis Colts. What is their record? Let's see. Why can't I find their... Oh, yeah. See, they're actually 8-2 this season. So the Colts are really good. And so that'll be another test for the Texans. But if that defense can perform when they play the Colts the same way that they perform versus the Bills, hey, they gonna give the Colts a problem. And so, yeah, it's the Texans, they playing some good football overall. And I mean, you just don't see backup quarterbacks winning, because Davis Mills, I believe he played part of that Broncos game, and I think after that they played the who did they play after that? They played the Jaguars, then they played the Titans, and they played the Bills. And those last 3 games, they won all 3 of them with Davis Mills at quarterback. I mean, that's, if they can keep up that play on the defensive side of the ball and be manageable with Davis Mills running your offense, I mean, really imagine what they can do with CJ Stroud coming back. So I think that this team definitely has a good chance of making a run, making a playoff push. And once you're in the playoffs, you just never know what can happen. You only got to win a few games in the playoffs to make it all the way to the Super Bowl. So we will see. We will see. But I think that's about it for this video. I know I don't talk a lot of sports on this channel, but yeah, and really that's because I don't really watch sports a lot. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't ever watch sports either. Just like I watched that game yesterday, and I've seen a few of the prior games as well. And so that's the only reason I don't really talk about sports more, is because I just don't really watch every Texans game, or really every football game like that, or NBA game or whatever. I'm kind of in and out when it comes to sports, right? Sometimes I'll watch when I feel like it. Sometimes I won't, if I feel like there's something that I could be doing, But yeah. But anyway, I'll go ahead and bring this video to a close. I really do hope that you were relaxed. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And of course, stay tuned for more videos.